Welcome to Quick Rip. Big B here with you. Hope you're doing well out there, fight fans. Hey, we had some unexpected announcement today in the world of MMA as the XFC tossed out a video on their Facebook feed. Just a random ass video out of nowhere stating that they've got an event coming up, the return of the XFC. Now, I don't even know what to think of this. We'll get into that a little bit later. First, though, I just want to show you the little promo that they cut and tossed out on Facebook. So there we have it. Friday, June 2nd, the XFC set to return in Detroit, Michigan. Now, they're calling it the XFC Grand Prix, and when I first saw that, I thought it was going to be some kind of tournament that they were launching. I kind of got a little bit excited there, I guess, but it turns out it just coincides with the Grand Prix's return to Detroit, I guess. I don't know. I don't follow motorsports at all, so but apparently I read more into it, and I'm glad I did, because it is not a tournament. It's a little misleading. Now, the XFC has been silent since their last event, which was December 2021. Young Guns 4, I believe that was. Now, a bunch of shit went down. I mean, the XFC had announced that they were getting new ownership or new higher-ups and moving headquarters to Florida and all these big fucking plans, and then silence. Absolute silence. Silence for not only the fans, but for the fucking fighters on their rosters as well. You know, speaking of fighters on their roster, it's funny to me that they're using Bobby Nash to try and sell their event when there's no fucking way Bobby Nash is fighting for them. Bobby Nash has got a Bellator contract going. I believe he's going to make his debut coming up here in June, if I'm not mistaken. So there's a little misleading there as well. We're not going to see Bobby Nash in the XFC, to my knowledge anyway. I don't believe Bellator would give him an open contract to go fight in another MMA organization. Why would you? Not to mention, why would you want to fight for an organization that just left you fucking hanging? I mean, Bobby Nash was very vocal about, on Twitter, about trying to talk to the XFC, trying to hit him and his management, and just silence. Wouldn't return his phone calls, nothing. So, I mean, this promo and this event popping up out of fucking nowhere kind of reminds me of like an ex calling you in the middle of the night wanting to fucking hook up. You know what I mean? It's like, well, yeah, I wouldn't mind getting some fucking pussy, but I'm pissed off at you. But it's pussy. See what I mean? The comparison there, that's for myself anyway, because I was a hardcore XFC fan, and once they went silent and didn't explain fucking anything to anybody, I had written them off, right? I definitely did not expect them to return, but apparently I'm wrong. Now, one thing I do want to toss out there too is they have changed their website, so you can find them at xfcfight.com now. Just launched, to my knowledge anyway. I tried the old website at first, and that no longer existed, so I didn't even know they had a fucking website going. So learning all kinds of things about the XFC. Friday, June 2nd, tickets are on sale now. June 2nd, folks. This is another thing. This has got to be a last minute fucking throw together, because who announces an event 2 weeks out? 2 fucking weeks out. That's absolutely insane. And of course, it's unclear at this time if it's going to be available for streaming or viewing anywhere. Hopefully, we'll get more details before the 2nd. The lineup so far they've got 3 fights. We've got flyweight bout between Jarrett Betancourt, who's 4-0. He's going to be taking on Orlando Ortega, who is 2-2. We've also got featherweights. The only familiar name to me on the card here, Guillaume Faria, 18 and 10 featherweight. He's going to be taking on Oliver Murad, who's 6 and 1. 6 and 1 is a good record. I'll have to dive deeper into who he's faced and see that could be a fighter to keep your eye on coming up in the future. Him taking on Guillaume that's going to be a tough matchup. Guillaume's a tough out for fucking anybody. So that one I'm excited to see. So far, from the names on the card, I'm assuming that's maybe the main event. I don't know. They don't have them listed in any kind of order. They also have some heavyweights booked. Bobby Brents, 17 and 8. He's going to take on Mohamed Daris, who's 9 and 5. So 3 fights official so far. I'm hoping they're going to add more, but I don't know because having a look at the tickets are fucking dirt cheap. Now this is being held at oh geez, where is it being held? Wayne State Fieldhouse, Detroit, Michigan. That's a university basketball arena from what it looks like, but they've just undergone a huge renovation. Looks really nice. Claim they seats 3,000. So $50 would get you center, center on the sides. For $50, fuck man. If I was anywhere near Detroit, I'd be in there like nothing, man. For $50, $20 to get you general admission, and then of course they have their tables and their VIP tables. They get you closer to the action, but those side seats for $50, those are an absolute fucking awesome view when you're there live. You know, sometimes the floor. I've sat first table VIP table at a local event here, and it was awesome. It was awesome to be that close to the action. But I did find myself looking at the screen quite often because you're just unable to see anything, especially when the fight hits the ground. But you go on the sides in the center, and you go up a few levels, so you're a little bit above. So when they hit the ground, you can fucking see all the action live. Those are awesome, awesome seats. $50, folks. If you're anywhere near Detroit and you want to check out some cheap MMA, possibly some good fights. I mean, I don't know much about most of the fighters that they have listed so far, but hey, fights are fights, right? For $50, there's not much you can do for $50 anymore these days. What else about XFC? That is pretty much it thus far. You know, their website says streaming on Plex. I don't know anything about Plex. I don't know if it's even available here in Canada, but if that means anything to you in the United States or elsewhere, then maybe you can catch that event on Plex. They're touting out this event, XFC Grand Prix, as one-of-a-kind MMA showdown. Now, I'm not sure what's making it so special, unless they have another announcement yet. That's going to be some bigger names or something. But one thing the XFC has always been good at, and I hope they continue this trend, is developing up-and-comers. I mean, the shitty thing about them going silent and not giving a shit about anybody that they had on their roster is they've lost their roster. I mean, they had Austin Bashi. To still have Austin Bashi on your roster, fuck. They have to be kicking themselves for that. Bobby Nash, as mentioned before. There was a couple of other staples in the XFC that were relatively big names, but I don't see them coming back. I mean, like I say, after you get treated like shit, it's hard to go back. It just is, right? Especially if you have other options, and there's a lot of fucking decent promotions out there now. So the XFC has some work to do. I hope they get their shit figured out, and I hope they can continue putting on events because I truly, truly enjoy the promotion. And looking forward to June 2nd, XFC Grand Prix. from the Wayne State Fieldhouse, Detroit, Michigan. If you can catch it, check it out. Any way you can. I don't know. I'm gonna try and see if I can catch it here in Canada. I sure the fuck hope I can. And if there's any other news that comes out about this event, obviously subscribe, because I'm going to be talking about it here on the Bowls, Beers, and Brawls channel. Anyway, thanks for joining me here today on Quick Rip. Till next time, everybody, take care and peace.
I think the trip that fumbled over the train. I ride and wonder how we had all